Greetings, this is a quick explanation of how the mechanics work for breeding. First you need to get some heroes. You get them from here if you don't have any, or you get them from the marketplace. And you go here and you choose whichever heroes you want. Say our goal is to have an orc. I don't know. Say our goal is to have a human warrior. We breed with our only human and our only warrior. There's only 25% chance we end up with a human warrior because it's 50% orc, 50% human, 50% warrior, 50% necromancer. So that's the first step of breeding, is it figuring out what your offspring's race class is going to be. If they were both necromancer, it would be 100% necromancer, and it would just be the race that changed. Both have recruited 0 times, so the base cost is 100 hero each. This doubles every time you recruit. You can only recruit up to 5 times. So it goes 100 to 200 to 400 to 800 to 1600. These are the breakdowns of the stats of what it could be. The class warrior always gives 4 abilities, 3 equipment, 1 minion point. The race orc can give between 2 to 3 abilities, 2 to 4 equipment, and 5 to 7 minion points. You add these two together to get this column, which is what the possible outcome of an orc warrior can be. This is what the actual hero itself actually currently is. He's the max abilities, minimum equipment, minimum minion points. I believe this is the max health that he can have right here. The 4 abilities that can change are health bonus and these 3. This, unfortunately, isn't listed in here. It is in the white paper if you want to figure out what the racial and class health bonuses are. The tier is determined by adding up all of this side of the column. 7, 7, 8, and for every 5% in the health from what it could be is another point. So this is 13 because it's 65. 13 total. 20, 27, 35. 35 is the total amount of points that it could have. What it does have is 7, 6, that's 13, 18, plus the 13 that it has here. So it has 31. 31 of 35. To be a diamond, you have to be perfect. To be a ruby, this is a mystery hero. To be a ruby, you have to be above 80%. Gold is above 70% or somewhere around there. It's on the white paper. And it goes down to what it could be. It's percentage based on the outcome. The way it's going to figure out it's going to figure out the offspring's race and class first. Then it's going to populate these for what those race and class give, and then tell the total. And then it's going to average these stats and the health bonus with these stats and the health bonus. And if that's the stats it's going to use from now, as long as they fall within the range of what that race class of the offspring is. If it's below the range, we're going to use the minimum number. If it's above the range, we're going to use the maximum number. The final step, and this is the one that people don't really understand, is there is an RNG roll separate for each of those 4 stats. 33% of the time, that number that the average came out is going to go down 1, but it can't go below the minimum. 33% of the time it's going to stay the same as the average, and 33% of the time it's going to gain 1. So in order to move up tiers, you can sort of help the process by choosing the right numbers to average, but you still can't guarantee it. You have to win some rolls. So you have to win a roll here, a here, here, and here to actually go up. And eventually you have to win them all to end up getting to diamond. But to go up, you have to roll it. So this right here, 7 and 5, this is going to come out 6. Now, 6 is going to fall within the range of either of the parents' ranges. So it's going to be 6, and then they're going to do the roll. So 66% of the time, Actually, it can't even go below. Oh, well, if it's a ends up a human necromancer, it can go down to 5. Let's just see what it does and then talk about why it did what it did. We got a gold. So we won some rolls, I think. Yes, so this was an average of 5 and 5. So the starting number was 5. And the range for a human necromancer is 5 to 6. So it was 5, and we won the 33% roll to go up, and we went to 6, so that's the maximum. The ability slots hit the stay the same one. So it didn't go down or up. It averaged 7 to 5 and ended up 6. So we got the average here. We didn't go down. We didn't go up. This one we went up. We won. This one is 7 and 6. It rounds down. So it was 6. So we ended up with 7. So we won this roll as well. And we just either 15% is the most you can have for a human necromancer. It averaged 65 and 10, which is way above 15, so it used the maximum. And then we did not lose the go down roll. We don't know if we hit the go up roll or the stay the same roll. Both do the same thing because you can't go above the maximum. So we're at the max here. We're at the max here. We're in the middle here. And we're at the bottom here. So to become a diamond, we would have to not lose rolls on this. We'd have to breed this with other parents that aren't going to average this thing down and not lose this roll. Or it can only average it down 1, and we have to win the roll then, which is twice as hard as not losing the roll, because you can stay the same and not lose the roll. You have to win the roll on this one and go up to 7. And we have to win this roll in 2 different breeds, or we can use a parent that has like 11 minion points and average it there and then just not lose the roll. But you also have to understand that when we breed this with another parent, we also have to get it to come out human necromancer. So to make that as easy as possible, the easiest would be to use another human necromancer, but you're not going to be able to do that to get that automatic 9 minion points. You're probably going to have to use a vampire or something like that, or a dark elf. So you're going to have to win the roll for the race, but you're probably going to use a necromancer to breed it with, so it's automatically a necromancer. So instead of a 25% chance of getting what you want, the human necromancer, you'll have a 50% because you're just using the races. That way, if you were to take a dark elf necromancer that had stats that didn't bring this down and enough minion points to bring this up to 9, you would have a pretty good chance, if you rolled human necromancer, of being ruby and a mild chance of being diamond. You would have to win a couple rolls to be diamond, because you would have to go up here. You might have to go up here because the dark elf might bring you down to 5. You might have to win this one to go up. And you have to not lose this one, so 66% of the time you won't lose it. And you have to not lose this one, so 60% of the time you won't lose that. So that's the math on how you would get to diamond, the path. There's RNG involved, but these are the possibilities of what can happen from the stats given by the parents. I hope you understand it. If you don't, it'll be a video and you can continue to watch it repeatedly, pause, go back to the parts that you need. But that's how you go up in tiers. First off, you need a little luck, but choosing the right parents for your desired outcome, including this part, but also including their stats, is a large part of it.